Mosquito-borne diseases and parasites like malaria are responsible for many deaths each year, particularly in developing countries. Yet there are currently no long-term solutions in place to stop the spread of mosquito-borne diseases. Here at the University of Queensland, researchers are investigating how these diseases work and coming up with new and innovative research to stop them. Dr. Nigel Beebe has previously collaborated with the Australian Defence Force to help track malaria-transmitting mosquitoes in Papua New Guinea.
So we've looked at probably 600 collection sites across Papua New Guinea, and we've identified down to species the malaria mosquitoes using DNA techniques. So we have large distributional databases, and what we do is we develop distributional models looking at climate and environmental parameters, and we try to understand how the rules of those models develop in understanding that species distribution. And then we take those rules for today's climate and we place in the future climate scenario, and we look at a future projection.
Computer models allow researchers to observe how mosquito species may change their distributions in the future under different conditions.
Observing it expanding in PNG. These white dots are all the collection sites in PNG, and this is our Maxent modelling using those collection sites or where else it could potentially exist based on this model.
Looking at the mosquitoes themselves is just one way in which researchers can better understand mosquito-borne diseases. Associate Professor Roy Hall, a researcher at the School of Chemistry and Molecular Biosciences, investigates the viruses that are transmitted by mosquitoes.
Well, we look at how the virus affects the host, the vertebrate host, what sort of disease it produces, how it replicates, and also the relationship between the virus and the mosquito. Last year there was a large outbreak of West Nile virus in Australia. It didn't kill people, but it actually caused a lot of cases in horses, particularly in New South Wales. And there was more than 1,000 cases, about 15% were fatal. And this was a big concern to racehorse breeders and anybody who loved their horse. And we discovered that a new species of West Nile had emerged within Australia. Previously we had a quite benign strain of West Nile called Kunjun that's usually found in northern Australia. This particular strain had emerged, moved down into southeastern Australia and become more virulent, particularly for horses.
Research like this is being conducted worldwide and may eventually lead to breakthroughs in medical treatments and preventative drugs.